The number one way to inspire change in someone's life is by sharing your story. Imagine if your story was the one in a million that someone desperately needs to hear. I'm Devin Schubert, and I'm on a mission to share 1 million stories across social media. And I want your story. It's time to take your story to the stage. And now, here's one of those stories.
Who remembers what it felt like to be a teenager? Anyone? I know, I'm sorry. Such a stressful time, isn't it? I was 14 when my parents moved my brother, sister, and I from Western New York to Northern New Hampshire so they could start a Bible church. Yes, I was an MPK, a missionary pastor's kid. MPKs, we call them in the biz. And believe me when I say that it was like being moved to a foreign country. A different accent, that thick New England accent, where they pluck R's where they're supposed to be and plop them in where they're not supposed to be. Park the car in the dooryard. Yeah, that. And different fashion, different words for different things, grinder for sub and frap for milkshake. And I was like, where did you move us? Yeah, I was not happy with my parents. And after hating them, honestly, for about a year or so, being very angry with them, and hoping and praying that this was just a bad dream, that I was going to wake up one morning in my bed in New York, and that not happening, I decided, well, if we're staying, I'm going to learn to like it, and I'm going to try to fit in. And so began trying to fulfill the saying, you know what they say about preacher's daughters, let the rebelling commence. And so began my journey, trying to figure out who I was, trying to find myself, and figure out where I belonged. This is also about the time that my baggage collection started. Now, I do like bags. I have a lot of them. You do need luggage for a journey, right? But this baggage, it was filled with things like perfectionism, people-pleasing, control, fear, an eating disorder, depression, anxiety, shame, lots of shame, guilt, lots of fear and limiting beliefs about who I was. It's heavy. And I desperately was searching for love and belonging, mostly in all the wrong places. Well, through the years, as this journey continued and the baggage got heavier and heavier, and I loaded it up with more and more of those things I already named, it got to the point where it just got to be too much. It's really ironic that in this journey of trying to find myself, I actually lost myself in the process. I became further from the woman that God created me to be. And at some point, I just decided I'd had enough. It was too much. God, take it away. And when he didn't, I decided, okay, then I am going to do the job myself. And I tried. And I failed. Okay, God, now what? And he told me he just wanted to spend some time with me. See, it turns out that to get to know someone, you actually have to spend some time with them, including God. See, I was just immersed in this culture of legalism, and it was all about the rules of religion, right? There's no joy in that, because you never feel like you're good enough. You're never measuring up, even as a Christian. And so as I dug into the word and got to see that God is not just this ogre sitting up there somewhere waiting for me to screw up so he could bring the hammer down and punish me, because that is how I spent all those years. Instead, seeing that he really is a loving, loving father. And he only wants the best for me. And Father really does know best. And as I got to know him and got to the point of being able to call him Papa God, wow. And I actually started to see myself as a reflection of him and acting like a daughter of the king instead of some victim that, life was happening to me and it sucked. As I started to get to know him better and started to trust him more, the luggage, it got light and it started to fall away. And as I continued on this journey of getting to know God more, as well as myself and who I was created to be, there was still this little ache inside of me, inside my heart, inside my soul. And so I said, Lord, why do I still feel like crap about myself? And his response was simple. Daughter, you still have not accepted your worth. The worth that I gave you when you were born. You still don't see your value. See, all these years I was working so hard to try to earn that, thinking that my value, my worth was based on what I had, what I looked like, what I did, what I succeeded at. And I was making it all about me instead of making it about him and reflecting that onto me. It was also around this time that I decided, all right, it's time to go all in. No more dabbling, no more playing this chameleon complex, changing my colors depending on who I was with. Anyone else relate to that? It's like, because what if people reject me? What if they don't like me? That was a real deep fear that I had, that rejection. It was time to shed all of that. It was time to commit to being the woman I was created to be, commit to the assignment and the purpose God had given to me, and commit to glorifying him by living in the identity that he has given me, that I was born with. So I ask you, are you still dabbling? Do you still take on that chameleon complex, changing your colors depending on who you're with? Or have you already gone on all in? I ask you and I invite you. Right now it's time to make a decision. Not later today or this week or next year. Right now, I ask you, are you all in?